Okay, let's keep it going. Let's just scroll here until right here. Okay. Intersection of multiple arrays. Let's do it. Okay, let's just take a second to read here. Given a two-dimensional integer array nums, where nums at the ith index is a non-empty array of distinct positive integers, return the list of integers that are present in each array of nums sorted in ascending order. Okay. Gives us an example. The input here is an array of 3 arrays. So we got 3, 1, 2, 4, 5 on the first array. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the second array. 3, 4, 5, 6 on the third array. 3 and 4 being the ones found in each array. Of course, the output is those integers sorted in ascending order. Okay, in example 2, we get an array of 2 arrays, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. The output, of course, is an empty array. Cool. This sounds like an easy problem. I just have to think through some of the logic here. So I'm immediately thinking using some kind of a set, and that set can be used in such a way where, like, we add to the set on the first pass of like when we're iterating through the zeroth index, we just add everything into, we'll call it like a scene set. Just push, 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 push. And then after that, we can go on with popping or removing from the set those values that are no, that I was gonna say pop values if let's check out the constraints. Hold on. So nums.length will always be between 1 and 1,000. And then the sum of the length of all of the subarrays will never be more than 1,000. And the actual values inside of each subarray will never be more than 1,000. Okay. I'm thinking. So right now I have a thought. Maybe we can build something from this thought, and it's that a number would be valid for the output array if its occurrence is equal to the number of arrays in nums. For example, 3, it's found in all 3 arrays. It would have to occur not necessarily 3 times, but its occurrence would need to be present in each of the subarrays. And I think we can do that fairly easily if we just make some kind of rule that ticks or increments a value at every ith index. But I also feel like it should be easier than that. So let's keep digging, let's keep thinking. Let's read the problem again. Maybe something new will come of it. Given a 2-dimensional integer array nums, where nums at I is a non-empty array of distinct positive integers, return the list of integers that are present in each array of nums, sorted in ascending order. Okay, so now I'm thinking of a solution where we do a frequency map. And the assumption. No, I gotta scratch that too. I mean, it probably could work, but okay. Let's write something out. So what about an array? We'll call it frequency array. takes what? An object and a lambda. We can do length 1,000, and we want all of them to be filled with 0. Okay. Then we'll do a priming read. Where we take the first list and then for each number in that list, we increment. No. I want to increment, or I want to tick every like the value of that number. I want it to point to the index of it and then increment from 0 to 1, but I only want it to happen once per number, not once per occurrence. So I'm trying to figure out how I can control the program in such a way that only the first read of a number actually increments its index. So I'm trying to see what I can do with that. But it's not, at least I don't think it's straightforward. Oh, I'm so dumb. They're distinct, so by its very nature, this problem actually lends itself quite nicely to this approach. Okay. Yeah, look, they're non-empty array of distinct positive integers, so I don't need to worry about duplicates. I can just go crazy with the so then I wonder if I even need a priming read. Can I just go through the list? Thinking. I think so. Okay. So we want the value. How would I do that? So the frequency array, and we want the actual value of the nums matrix. So I think we would go and do something like this and just increment. And so then that'll go and go through the list, increment for every value. Okay. And then I want to make a new variable real quick here and just call it number of lists. And then this is going to represent how much the frequency array needs to match for it to be let solution equal empty array, and then from here we can push into solution, and we'll need to iterate over the frequency array. And then ask ourselves the question, is frequency array at I the same value as number of lists? And then if that's true, then we know for a fact that this, whatever value this is, was found in every single sublist of the array, so then we can safely push solution.push I, right? And then from here we just return solution sorted in ascending order. So I think a video ago, or maybe 2 videos ago, I had to sort in descending order, and that was B minus A. So I have to ask myself now, how do I reverse that? How do I make it go in ascending order? Do I switch the sign, or do I swap the parameters? I should really read up on the sorting function. I guess worst case is we just submit it incorrectly and then submit again. Let's just go with this. I don't know, this is kind of a wild guess. Okay. So let's just do a sanity check before I submit. Frequency array, I'm defining that to be an array of 1,000 empty elements. Well, not empty, but 0. And I'm getting that from the constraints. Okay. And then number of lists, that comes into play a little bit later. Solution a little bit later. We're going through each element in the 2D matrix, and we are incrementing for every occurrence of each number. And then we're going through the frequency array, and we're comparing the number of occurrences of any given number by the number of lists in the 2D matrix. If they're equal, if they are the same value, we know that they must have occurred in all instances, in all subarrays, and so therefore we can push the index. And then from there we sort the solution. I think that works. I think that we'll have to see really. The only part I'm questioning is the sort. And again, that's on me for not knowing the sort syntax, but we'll mess with this and see what's up. It might not even be this. I could just actually have the algorithm wrong. It's probably going to be wrong. I know that's descending. Or, yeah. One, two, three. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to manually debug this, I think. Kind of nearing 30 minutes. Can I debug this real quick? Okay, y'all bear with me here. I'm gonna need to take out a piece of paper. Maybe even. Okay, let's see here. 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Frequency array, we make 1,000. Number of lists is 3. Okay. Now here, nums at ij on the first iteration will be 3. So what we're saying is frequency at 3 we increment, which is sound. And I think that'll just work. I don't see how that. Okay. I0 frequency dot length I0 whatever if frequency array okay, I think I see a problem here. Something triggered my mind in this piece of logic. If frequency array, I don't think it's. No, I don't think anything's wrong there actually. Oh boy. Okay, what about this? I might have to ChatGPT this because I really don't see Jesus. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, that's on me, guys. Embarrassing. Duplicate counting within the same list. Sorry, I don't think you all can see that. If a list contains duplicates, you're counting them multiple times. Well, no, I know there's no duplicates. Sort comparator is wrong. Okay. So really only one bug, which was this. Oh. Okay. Do I need to make this 101? Okay, not bad. So I cheated. I don't even want to say I basically got it right because I didn't. I needed help, but at the very least, conceptually, I was like 99% there. I just had this really fatal bug that I really should have seen but didn't. It's whatever. Learning lesson.